How was the cross of Jesus erected on the Mount of Calvary, also called Golgotha, the place of the skull? The upright of the cross was in the ground already, and Jesus had carried the crossbeam 500 metres and more with some limited help. Once at the place of execution, Jesus was stripped of his clothing, which means he was crucified naked, a Roman policy that no doubt was intended to add to the shame of the condemned man. The Romans used nails about 5 inches long, like this. Long enough to be driven through wrists and ankles, not long enough to pierce both feet with a single nail. They couldn't be longer, or the limb would slip off. So, how was he nailed? Traditional art has depicted Jesus being laid on his back on the cross to be nailed. However, assuming Jesus carried the crossbeam only, then the beam had to be attached to the upright once on Calvary. It would be clumsy and difficult to nail the beam to the upright on the ground. I can't imagine nailing the beam to the upright, even using spikes like this. It's just too hard to hammer through wood this thick, then through another plank. Then, if there was the weight of a man on the cross, it would be too heavy to lift, even for a group of soldiers who would get in each other's way. The upright must have been in the ground already, perhaps used on several occasions. So how was the beam attached? The upright must have been notched. If notched like this, the beam would still have had to be nailed or tied. A central notch like this would be easier, but the beam would still have to be carefully lifted and it could slip around. A notch like this, with a back piece, meant that the beam could be lifted, guided, and quickly dropped into place, then wedged. This made a fast and easy operation with a manageable weight. And I believe that's how the Romans did it. I believe that this is what Jesus looked like once he was nailed to the cross.